Alright, she only runs on choke. Cleaned the carburetor a couple of times. Took it up to Burke small engine, had the jet removed and cleaned that all out too, and it didn't take, so we're going to replace the carburetor. This air filter and clamp. Breather for the crankcase. Tubes, parts, adapter. Throttle cable, just it's too short for this project. Throttle control, probably use that, even though it doesn't need to be replaced. And then the new carburetor. It's a kit from Amazon, about 40-ish bucks. So yeah, pretty much everything is going to use a 10mm socket, except for these wing nuts. And this is a Honda clone engine, the clone of the GX160. So it uses a GX160 air filter. I put these wing nuts back on after I remove the air filter. Careful, don't lose your gasket. Crankcase vent tube here on the left side. And then steel lines back here on this right side. Gasket's actually still good. We'll save it as a backup. I got more coming just in case. Then you got to undo the throttle return. There's a little spring on it that hooks. Hooks on right there and then clips in right here. Got to remove those. Carburetor comes off. That to the side. It only goes on one way, that way. See what happens. Might have to prime it. Proper way to park your equipment for extended periods of time is to shut the fuel off and let it run out of gas. That's the best way to store your equipment if you're not going to use it for a few months. Just let it run out of gas. If you don't have a fuel shut off on your equipment, try and drain your tank down as far as you can, and then just fire it up and let it run the tank empty. And you'll have less trouble, and you won't have to get your carburetor cleaned out as often. I use chem tool. I add a little chem tool, a Berryman's B12 to my gas. But that's basically all you got to do. All right, now let's get the other parts and add some stuff on. Alright, this only goes on one way. I just gotta figure out. It's gotta match up with these two little ears in here. And I got it right the first time. Interesting. Alright, that fits. Now, the only thing that concerns me is how does the choke lever stay on? Does it just just comes off like that. Nothing holding it on. I don't want to see this air filter. Choke on. Another thing you can do, if this carburetor is installed on something, you can remove this bolt right here and drain the bowl. If you don't want to run it out of gas, drain the bowl. This, you just loosen that up. Just let the fuel drain out. It's in the bowl. That helps. That goes a long ways to helping if you don't want to run it till it dies. Another thing you can do is you can, a lot of times these are pretty solidly mounted, you can just remove the entire bowl by removing this bolt right here. And just drop it, dump it. Put it right back on while it's installed. And then your gas is out. Just make sure you tighten your bolts back up. Don't over tighten. You crush the seal. And that's it.